¿Qué onda? ¿Cómo estás? Espero que estés muy bien. Bienvenido o bienvenida a esta lección. Hello and welcome to today's lesson. Now, this might be the first time you've ever received a Spanish lesson from someone wearing a cowboy hat, and I just want to say it is my honor. This is what we call a tejana in Spanish, which basically is a Texas cowboy hat that a lot of Mexicans from the north of Mexico will wear. These kind of Mexican cowboys. And this is called a tejana right here. I think it looks pretty nice on me. You know, I enjoy wearing it. But today's lesson, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Today, we're going to be talking all about music in Spanish and how to learn Spanish by listening to music. Now, if you've been watching my videos for a while, then you know and understand that I absolutely love listening to music in Spanish, and it is one of the best and easiest ways to improve your Spanish quickly. Okay, now, listening to music in Spanish is going to help you improve your accent, easier understand native Spanish speakers, right? Improve your listening comprehension, and you're just going to have a lot of fun listening to it. It's a great way to immerse yourself in the language. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump right into some tips and tricks I have for you, as well as some different genres of music in Spanish. Okay, all right. So first off, this sounds like common sense, but I'm surprised at how often this happens. Listen to what you like, okay? A lot of the times students say, oh, Nate, well, I listened to this because you like that. And while I am flattered by that, listen to what you like, okay? What I like might be vastly different from what you like to listen to, okay? So that's going to take some exploring and looking around at different styles of music in Spanish, okay? But first off, you want to be listening to what you like, okay? You want to enjoy what you're listening to, okay? Now, next is to substitute music in English for music in Spanish, okay? So when you go driving to work, okay, instead of listening to music in Spanish, in English, change it to Spanish. Instead of listening to the radio in English, listen to it in Spanish, okay? So anytime that you can replace a certain audio source that is in English for Spanish, please do it. It's going to help you a lot. Now, a little side note to this is you could also change your phone into Spanish too. That's a little extra thing you can do to force yourself to be immersing yourself, okay? All right, so substitute, okay? Next, use a translator. Now, I found that this one, Spanish Dict, is the best translator because not only do they have, just normal translations, but sometimes if you look up a slang word, you will also get a good translation there. And they provide sentences. And they do a really fantastic job. The app is completely free, so definitely check that out. Use this as a translator. Now, I like to say, I personally use Spotify when I'm listening to music in Spanish. And Spotify has a new feature where you can see all of the lyrics of the songs that you're listening to. And Spanish songs are no exception, okay? So let's say you really like a song in Spanish. Check out the lyrics and say, ooh, I'm not sure what that word is. Boom, pull out your translator. Okay, that's what it means. And I believe actually that it will save all of the words you've looked at so you then can write them down or you can study them. So it's a really great way to learn new words, okay? Next, you can check out awesome pre-made playlists on either Apple Music, Spotify, I'm sure Pandora has it, any other music streaming service will have these awesome pre-made playlists that are made by these companies for different genres of music. Reggaeton, norteño, banda, whatever. For your party, for your quinceañera, literally anything you can think of, they will probably have a pre-made playlist for it with a bunch of awesome songs. Now, this is also a great way to kind of learn different cultural songs that are very popular. So, for example, in Mexico, there are lots of different songs that are played at parties or quinceañeras or whatever, what have you. So by listening to these kind of pre-made playlists, you can actually kind of give yourself an advantage so that next time you're at some party or event or what have you, you're just like, oh wait, I know this song. I've listened to this song, right? So if you go to a Mexican birthday party and they start playing Las Mañanitas, you're going to know, okay, right, this is the birthday song, okay? So that's a little tip there for you. Now, you can also check out my Spotify. So I actually have a super gigantic playlist of my favorite songs in Spanish. I'm pretty sure that playlist has over 1,000 songs, and it has like 52 hours worth of music. It's insane. So you can check it out on my Spotify, Nate's Adventures. If you put it together like this, it should show up. But yeah, write it exactly as you see it. And I'll also put a link to my playlist in the video description. Okay, so you can check that out as well. Okay, so let's take a look at some different genres that we have, okay? First off is reggaeton. I'm sure you've heard this one. This is kind of the Latin, like hip-hop, kind of pop genre. Okay, we've got artists like Bad Bunny, Ozuna, Sesh is another one that I like. The list goes on and on. And reggaeton is not just something that Latinos listen to, okay? I know so many people who love listening to reggaeton from all over the world, In fact, one time I was at a club in Italy and they were playing a bunch of reggaeton music. Even at the Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure we've had more than a few years where they've had a reggaeton artist playing music. For example, Bad Bunny was at the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure Ozuna was as well. Or maybe it was Daddy Yankee. It was one of those two. Anyway, so pretty awesome. This is kind of the more popular music among younger people. You'll hear it in clubs, at parties, things like that. Next is rock. Just rock, se dice en español. Rock. Lots of great rock groups out there. Maná is one of my favorites. They come from Mexico. Really awesome music. But there's a bunch of artists you can listen to. Jarabe de Palo is another good one that I like. And once again, you'll see all of these artists if you check out my Spotify, my playlist. Like I said, will be in the video description. Okay, so that's another one. Looks like I've smeared here. I think it might have been due to my hat. Next is pop. Pop. Just kind of same idea. Just so you have pop in English, you also have pop in Spanish. To be honest, I don't really listen to this music. If I'm going to listen to music that's similar to this, it'll be reggaeton. Next is bachata. This music is absolutely awesome. A characteristic of bachata is the electric guitar that you'll hear in it and all the cool riffs and things they do in those songs. Really great for dancing, and bachata is actually quite simple to dance. There's a very few steps when it comes to dancing to bachata music. So that's a really good one to know. Cumbia. I love cumbia. This is kind of a lively, more like tropical feeling kind of music. Lots of different kinds of drums and very happy, very fun to dance to. So that's a great one. I believe cumbia comes from Colombia. I may be wrong on that. But it's popular all throughout Latin America. Really, really popular genre there. Of course, we have banda. Okay, now banda is found in Mexico. I used to hate banda. Banda is essentially just a gigantic band with a bunch of instruments, horn instruments, drums, what have you, and then typically one main singer, but there are other guys who sing as well. But you've got huge groups. Banda MS is one of the most popular ones. You've got Banda Recodo, Los Recoditos. You've got lots of different bandas from Mexico. But yeah, kind of this big band music. You'll hear it a lot at parties. Anytime you go to, like a big event in Mexico, a lot of times they'll have a banda, or they'll also have a mariachi group as well. So mariachi, you may have heard of Vicente Fernandez, Juan Gabriel, artists like that sing kind of this more mariachi style, which is, of course, another popular Mexican style of music. Now, my absolute favorite style of Mexican music is norteño, which literally means northern or northerner, coming from the north of Mexico. And this is kind of the Mexican country music, if you will. So a lot of the people, norteños, typically are people who come from a farm. So it's a lot of farm kind of related things. A lot of the norteño songs are about farming and kind of farm life. And people wear cowboy hats. They've got plaid shirts like this one. They've got their boots. And I love just a lot of the stories that they tell in these songs. And their characteristic for having an accordion is typically kind of how you can tell. They're quite accordion heavy. And there's also what they call norteños con sax, which is basically norteños, but they have a saxophone in there. You'll know when you hear it. But that's definitely my favorite. In my playlist, you'll hear a lot of norteño, especially the newer songs. Next, you have corridos. This translates to ballads. So corridos can take on many forms. Corridos, a lot of times, are characteristic because of the guitar that's in them. Typically, there's a 12-string guitar in there, and there's a lot of different kind of riffing going on and whatnot. But these are good. These tell really good stories. And then finally, in this kind of smudgy thing, we've got bolero, which is kind of a more romantic style of music, kind of slower, softer, much more romantic. But yeah, these are just a few too. There are still plenty of other music genres. These are just kind of some of my favorites and some more popular ones. But feel free to look these up. If you go on Apple Music, if you go on Spotify, Pandora, whatever streaming service you use, and look these up individually, you'll find a bunch of awesome pre-made playlists. You can go in and listen and say, "Ooh, yeah, I really like banda. Mariachi, I don't like so much maybe. Oh, reggaeton, it's all right, but I prefer norteño," or whatever, okay? It's up to you. Remember, listen to music that you like, okay? So yeah, like I've been saying, you can check out my own playlist in the video description. And yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed this lesson. I know it wasn't necessarily a super technical lesson or anything like that, but I want this lesson to be fun, and I want you to be having fun when you're learning Spanish, because at the end of the day, that's the whole point, right? To have a good time and be able to connect with new people and experience cultures on a deeper level, right? Listening to music in Spanish is definitely going to allow you to do this. And I will say that a lot of times people are shocked and impressed when I can sing along with them to certain songs. They say, oh my gosh, how do you know this song? So it really is something that you'll fall in love with. And, it may be that with time, you'll say, oh, okay, I really like banda, but slowly you'll transition. You know what? I actually prefer boleros. Actually, I prefer reggaeton. And that's okay, all right? So remember, listen to what you like. Check out my playlist in the video description. And you can also check out my website, SpanishWithNate.com, where I teach you how to learn beautiful Spanish. I have a Fluent Spanish Speaker Academy on there that you can check out. And si te haya gustado el video, por favor, dale un like y también suscríbete ya para que veas más videos chidos así como este. So yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe if you haven't already. Y nos vemos en la siguiente lección. Chao.